put on your carpet slippers and stride out. So, that was just a bunch of poems we did, and we didn't acknowledge them. So maybe we should go back and tell you who they were.
Absolutely. Long afternoon at the edge Little Sister Pond, Mary Oliver.
Yeah, the first one was something called Things to Think by Robert Bly. Yeah, and then that wonderful Long Afternoon at the Edge of Sister Pond. And then I did a poem called, well, the last one I did, Courage by Anne Sexton. So that'll give you an idea of where we're going with this. And now we're going to kind of shift gears and go into another area of love that I think we both know something about.
By the time I was 6 months old, she knew something was wrong with me. I got looks on my face she had not seen on any child in the family or the extended family or the neighborhood. My mother took me to the pediatrician with the kind hands, a doctor with a name like a suit size for a wheel, Hub Long. My mom did not tell him what she thought in truth, that I was possessed. It was just these strange looks on my face. He held me and conversed with me, chatting as one does with a baby, and my mother said, "Look, she's doing it now, look." And the doctor said, "What your daughter has is called a sense of humor." "Oh," she said, and took me back to the house where that sense would be tested and found to be incurable.
The other day I was ricocheting slowly off the blue walls of my room, moving as if underwater from typewriter to piano, from bookshelf to an envelope lying on the floor, when I found myself in the L section of the dictionary, where my eyes fell upon the word lanyard. No cookie nibbled by a French novelist could send one into the past more suddenly. A past where I sat at a workbench at a camp by a deep Adirondack lake, learning how to braid long, thin plastic strips into a lanyard, a gift for my mother. I had never seen anyone use a lanyard or wear one, if that's what you did with them, but that did not keep me from crossing strand over strand again and again until I had made a boxy red and white lanyard for my mother. She gave me life and milk from her breasts, and I gave her a lanyard. She nursed me in many a sick room, lifted spoons of medicine to my lips, laid cold face cloths on my forehead, and then led me out into the airy light and taught me to walk and swim. And I, in turn, presented her with a lanyard. "Here are 1,000 meals," she said, "and here is clothing and good education. And here is your lanyard," I replied, "which I made with a little help from a counselor. Here is a breathing body and beating heart, strong legs, bones, and teeth, and 2 clear eyes to read the world," she whispered. "And here," I said, "is the lanyard I made at camp. And here, I wish to say to her now, is a smaller gift, not the worn truth that you can never repay your mother, but the rueful admission that when she took the 2-tone lanyard from my hand, I was as sure as a boy could be that this useless, worthless thing I wove out of boredom would be enough to make us even."
plucking like a bird at my heart. His eyebrows are like the feathers of a wren, his ears are little seashells. I would keep him always in my mind's eye. Soon enough he'll be tall, walking and conversing. He'll have ideas and a capricious will. The passions will unfold in him like greased wheels, and he will leap forward upon them. Who knows? Maybe he'll be an athlete, quick and luminous, or a musician bent like a long-legged pin over the piano's open wing. And maybe he will stand day after day over a draftsman's desk, making something exquisite and useful, a tower or a bridge. Whatever he does, he'll want the world to do it in. Maybe, who knows, he'll want this very room, which, for convenience only, I realize, I've been calling mine. And I feel myself begin to wilt like an old flower, weak in the stem. But he's irresistible. Whatever he wants of mine, my room, my ideas, my glass of milk, my socks and shirt, my place in line, my portion, my world, he may have it.
You want to tell them who that's by?
Yes, this is another one by Mary Oliver. Obviously, I love her work. And Sharon Olds did the first one I did called Diagnosis.
Yeah, The Incurable Sense of Humor. And I read The Lanyard by Billy Collins. Now we're coming to a place in that which is quotes, just words that we think are witty or funny or sage or whatever. And so I'll just interject one thing, and I'll get Nana to sign because she's already done her autographs. But we'll have these. I printed them in different fonts and stuff, and we're going to, when you come through the autograph line, we'll have them autographed, and if anybody wants them to put up in their office or frame them, you can make a donation, your choice, to Doctors Without Borders, which is doing such extraordinary work all over the world. Yeah. So you want to take the first quote?
I'll take the first one because I have personal experience with it. This is by Roy Rogers. When you're young and you fall off a horse, you may break something. When you're my age and you fall off, you splatter.
This is by Ernest Hemingway. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That'll teach you to keep your mouth shut. This isn't a poem, it's a short story by a wonderful writer named James Tate. It's called Just to Feel Human. A single apple grew on our tree, which was some kind of miracle because it was a pear tree. We walked around it, scratching our heads. You want to eat it? I asked my wife.
I'd die first.
She replied. We went back into the house. I stood by the kitchen window and stared at it. I thought about Adam and Eve, but I didn't believe in Adam and Eve. My wife said,
"Oh, if you don't stop staring at that stupid apple, I'm going to go out there and eat it."
"So go," I said, "but take your clothes off first. Go naked." She looked at me as if I were insane. And then she started to undress. And so did I. You trust... Oh, this is great. This is great for here. We chose this one because of where we are. You trust your mother, but you cut the cards. Anonymous.
Through most of history, Anonymous was a woman. Virginia Woolf.
Yeah. All right, this little piece needs a little bit of introduction. It's from a play called The Good Doctor by Neil Simon, which I was in on Broadway in the original production. I wasn't in this scene. Christopher Plummer did this particular scene with Marcia Mason. In the scene, I will be the voice, the offstage voice of the playwright and director who is auditioning a young actress, who Nana is going to play. And so it's a period piece. It's from the Moscow Art Theater in Russia, and I'm playing the great Russian playwright Chekhov, but I'm just a disembodied voice. It's really about this young actress coming to audition, and she walks out on the stage, and she's obviously quite nervous, and she's wiping her brow with a handkerchief, and out of the dark comes a voice. Next actress, please. Next actress, please. And she walks out. Name?
What?
Your name?
Nina?
Nina? Is that it? Just Nina?
Yes, sir. No, oh, no, sir. Nina Mikhailovna Zarechnaya.
Age?
My age?
Yes, please. That means, how old are you?
How old are you looking for?
Couldn't you answer the question simply, please?
Yes, but I just wanted you to know, I can be any age you want. 16, 30 in school. I played a 78-year-old woman with rheumatism, and everyone said it was very believable. A 79-year-old rheumatic woman told me so herself.
Yes, but I am not looking for a 78-year-old rheumatic woman. I am looking for a 22-year-old girl. Now, how old are you?
22, sir.
Really? I would have guessed 27 or 28.
Well, I have a bad head cold, sir. It makes me look much older.
Do you have a temperature?
Yes, 103.
Good God, what are you doing walking around in the dead of winter with 103 temperature? Go home, child, go to bed. You could come back some other time.
Oh, no, please, sir. I waited 6 months to get this audition. I waited 3 months just to get on the 6-month waiting list. If they put me at the end of that list again, I'll have to wait another 6 months, and by then I'll be 23, and it'll be too late to be 22. Please, let me read, sir. I'm really feeling much better. I think I'm down to 101 now.
I can see you have your heart set on being an actress.
My heart, my soul, my very breath, the bones in my body, the blood in my veins.
Yes, we've had enough of your medical history. So I would advise you to get some more experience, take some aspirin, go home.
I've traveled 4 days to get here, all the way from Odessa, sir. Won't you just hear me read?
My dear child, I find this very embarrassing.
No, even if you don't employ me, just to read for you would be a memory I would cherish for the rest of my life, if I may be so